Hey everyone, thank you for joining me for another video, and today we're back in Junkyard Builder. So since the last video, there's been a fair bit of work done. As you can probably see, there used to be a massive pile of metal scrap here. That's all been cleared away, and I've moved my melting pot over to this side, and so that when the smelted blocks from the melting pot come out, it's right by the metal dumpster that we can use to sell these straight on, as these are $500 a time. I'm just literally just grabbing them and throwing them straight in there to sell, because that's the easiest way to do it. I've moved all these over, brought the relevant wood, plastic and paper over here. I kind of gave up on doing the contracts because they just seemed quite a quite a lot of work for not much return. For example, we were getting like 2,000 or 3,000 for 20 odd paper bales or something like that. And it was just like, that just, to me, just seemed like a false economy, when if you upgrade the delivery point over here, you get so much metal scrap through that I was finding it was just easier just to let that run through, get all the scrap, put the scrap together, and get the smelted block, and then just sell the smelted block for 500. It just, to me, just seemed like the easiest way to manage stuff as we were going along. So yeah, I just thought, right, well, fine. Just when we get things like this, the paper bale is only $60, but that can easily go in there. The wood came out as quite nice, actually. 50 kilos of wood, sawdust, gets you $100. So I was like, well, sod it. But these are the absolute gold. $500 for that. And if you go into melting pot upgrade, you can upgrade those. Drops the duration for 4 minutes. And if you go with the efficient melting pot level 2, reduce the amount of scrap needed to form a melted block to 120 kilos from 240, so a massive amount of a drop there. The incinerator, again, got those up to 150 kilos, and with the, where's the scrap? It's a scrap press, there it is. Yeah, get that upgraded. That's to only need 60 kilos to get it going. So one of those old metal ovens, they're like 60 or 80 kilos. That's perfect. Got the crushing time down to 2 minutes. I can probably get the next one up to get it down to 1 minute, but I've not really worried too much about that for the moment. These take a few minutes to go through. So let me quickly find some more things. These metal grinders are great to find if you can get them, especially in a scrapyard, because they're 30 kilos each. So you just need 2 of those, and you've got an entire scrap bale ready to go. And these metal tanks are really good as well. They're what, 25 kilos. They come out really nicely. So we're what, 40 kilo. Oh no, there we go. We've got our amount left there. I found the handcart. I found if you upgrade that to 200, to the full 200 kilo, that's actually quite useful for moving stuff, because this has the ability that when you've put stuff in here, you can actually hit B and it'll auto unload it. You've probably noticed in a couple of the other videos I've whined and moaned quite a lot about the fact that the flatbed truck and the big truck over there, you can't hit a button to unload what's in the back of it. So I figured, you know, get either of those, and then once you get stuff out, just throw it all out onto the ground and dump it all into the scrap truck. Then you can move it back down the other end to, you know, for car parts and other bits and pieces like that. And yep, so I've got a selection of Mosky bodies. I'm just waiting on the wheels. I've got some humpbacks that are got all the parts on bar the wheels. Some Arpus vehicles that have got all of their parts bar the wheels. Some Doffes that are doing the same, all parts there. These are waiting some parts. The humpback over there is waiting some parts, and the coupe over here is just waiting on wheels. I've actually found the coupe is probably the best price for a car that you can sell. So let me quickly finish this one off. This is a Duffy's, what, it's 800 at the moment. Let's get the rest of the wheels on. And once we've done that, we can pick that up and throw that in. There we go. So the Duffy is, I think, the one that actually gets you the highest amount, which is 1,300. The coupe is like 1,200, and the Arpus is like just over 1,000. I think it's like 1,033 or 1,035, something like that. So getting those kind of parts together are very, very good. And again, furniture's been quite useful for finding bits and pieces, because you get furniture through. As you can see, I've got a large amount of drawers. All the doors I've left kind of out here just to be able to pick stuff up, and I've got a bunch of them that are in progress or are all painted up, ready to go. And you know, you get some amount for them, $300 to $500 on each of them, which is quite nice. And I do have, I've upgraded the warehouse as well to take 500 items in here. So I've got about 170 items in there. So let's just see how much that's all worth now. And let's go and clear that out. Okay, so yeah, here we go. So we've got about $56,500 worth of stuff in the warehouse to sell. So you can see you got a bunch of Arpus bodies, some bed frames with mattresses, some wardrobes, blue pine cabinets, coupes, various dressers, so Duffys, some of those gas heaters, saws, hammers, etc. So I've just been slowly but surely just filling this up with bits and pieces that have come in from the junk delivery that you get. And yeah, so there we are. But I will say, it is a lot of grindy work. This is the culmination of probably a good couple of days of in-game, not so much in-game, but you know, several hours of just sitting there grinding away, just sorting through all this crap and finding the various bits and pieces that go together. So just be conscious of the fact that there could well be a fair amount of grind involved. Again, you could take those wooden parts from the cabinets and furniture, throw it through the wood shredder, and you'll get that 500 kilos of sawdust for the price of $100 per bag of sawdust. Now, let's sell those off. So you could then go into the wood shredder. So that's 100 kilos there. You can drop it down to 70 kilos, which will possibly make things a little bit better for you. I mean, if you look at what we've got here, so where's one of these? There you go. The Oak Spire's 35 kilos on its own. The Valmora is about 40 odd. Blue Pine cabinets are 25. Medium dressers 50. So, you know, what have we got for the big wardrobe? That's 80 kilos, so you could get something in there. That's $80 as it stands. You probably make about 150, or sorry, no, with a big wardrobe, sorry, I think it's about 250 when it's sold with all the other parts. So yeah, that's the other way you could do it. It depends how you want to play the game on there. I kind of like having finding the little bits of parts, spraying them up, putting them together, and getting one solid piece together. Right, here we go. So we've got this Valmora here, just missing one of the small drawers, which I've got here. So quickly have a look. Let's quickly get that done. Spray it up. Oh, hello. We're gonna have silly buggers from the spray paint again. So this is, how much is this currently? This is currently 308. So have we got a Valmora that's not had anything in it yet? An empty Valmora. Let me just check over here. No, I don't think I have. Is there a Velmora with less on it? Oh, there you are. So that Velmora over there is 236. So, yeah, I mean, by the time you've put that lot all together, that's, you know, there you are, $500. So you can make quite a bit of money off of some of the furniture, but it's a lot of work. I'll freely admit that. It's not been a nice, smooth, gentle, easy way in. There's a lot of, as you can see, where all the bits are all spread out. As you'll find, you'll get certain parts where you'll just get like the right-hand drawer of something over and over again. So you end up with tons of extra of one particular part, but you won't then find the other component for it for a while, so it's a little bit maddening. But you know, if you've got the patience and you enjoy that kind of way of playing a game, then it's certainly a strategy to be able to move forward. Oh, that scrap press is going on. Good. There we go. Right, anyway, so we're on to our next task, which is to buy the crane. So we're up to, I think it was level 12 I think we needed. I'm on level 15 now because I've gone and done that. And because obviously there's been a little bit of leaving stuff, doing stuff after 10 o'clock, I have advanced the game a couple of days just so it doesn't feel like I've completely and totally gamified it by just sitting there and playing the game after 10 PM where I'm still getting in trash deliveries. I mean, I think if the game dev wanted to make it so that it actually felt like you had to move stuff forward, they could stop the trash deliveries after 10 o'clock. That would be that'd be one way to do that. That would then force you to do it. Otherwise, you could just leave your computer on overnight with the game running, and you come back in the morning and you've got like 10 tons of junk that's been delivered to the place that you can then just sit there and sort through. And that's an absolute ton of stuff that comes in. So, right, let's go find out what we got in here. So what's a crane actually do? It's told me I've got to get a crane, but what does a crane do? Right. What do I do with you? So you're not afraid of working at heights. To attract metal scrap, position the crane arm near the object and activate the magnet. You can sell a metal item by dragging it to the scrap point or place it in other machines to process the junk. Huh, okay. So, crane. It allows you to control the crane. Alright, well, how do I control the crane? Oh, there we go. Enter. Oh. Activate magnet. Okay, move up and down. I feel like I've grabbed all that much. Are you just grabbing a single item? It's just grabbing a single item. Yeah, okay. That's a bit of a letdown. I was hoping I'd be able to pick up half a ton of stuff with a massive magnet like that. Not overly impressed with that, if I'm honest. Oh, hello, what are you? Big wardrobe, just missing one drawer. Cool, okay. Alright, well, we'll come back to that in a few minutes. We've also got the car crusher. Now, I do have some cars that I've picked up from like the junkyard or have come in from the trash. So rather than the ones that are able to be repaired by putting wheels on and things. These are the damaged bodies, so they're almost completely destroyed beyond belief. So I've left those for the moment, just so I can put them to the side and have a look with the car crusher, because I did see it as a machine that was listed in there. So there we go, 15,000. Okay, so this is everything else infrastructure wise we've bought. So I've got to crush one car by throwing them into the car crusher using the crane. Bloody hell, that's huge. Right, congratulations on the machine for the collection. To crush cars using the machine, throw them here with the crane. Why? See, I can just pick a car up. Why do I need to use a crane? I've got to move all these buggers out of the way, aren't I? I don't necessarily want to crush those, because those are potentially worth money if they're repairable once I get all the other parts together. I don't really want to crush those, especially not when they're $1,300 each once they're all together. That's quite a little easy bit of money if you've got the patience and the space to leave stuff until you have all the parts. Anyway, right, let's grab... Oh, it won't go any further than that. Oh, that's crap. Sorry, but it is. Okay, let's pop you down there. Go into you. Oh, there we go. Where are you? Nearby. Oh, yeah. Pop you over there so I can see it a bit more from a crane. Isn't the best. Oh, flipping heck, sorry. Right. Let's drop you in. Going. Right, so you're now going to slowly start crushing the car. There we go. So we get a scrap block. You go into here. Oh, so you can't actually do it without the... Okay. Yeah. Why can't I put you down? Why can't I put you down there anywhere? There's loads of room around. What the... There's only certain places in here that this is accepting this to be. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's... Look, I normally try and find the good in everything that I can, because obviously, you know, devs do put a lot of work in, but I'm struggling to find the logic. I'm honest. You know, the other parts I get, they're kind of cool for that. This just feels a little bit half-baked, if I'm honest. This could do with some work, I must admit. It just doesn't feel like a clean running system. No. So drop that. And that'll get us $100 scrap block. Out of a 400 odd... Let's just look here. So we've got a $100 scrap block. Out of a 450... Sorry. 100 kilogram scrap block. Out of a 450 kilogram car. Dudes, make it make sense. These are 60 kilos in there. So putting two of those together makes, you know, 2 60 kilo scrap blocks make an 120 kilo smelted block. That makes sense. It's logical. It works. Physics works like that. You can't just suddenly lose 300 kilograms of mass just by crushing it. Physics doesn't work like that. 450 kilos does not turn into 100 kilos. Yeah. Devs, please sort that out. That's just... kind of leaves a bit of a salty taste in the mouth, if I'm honest. You know. Considering those are the last two machines that you buy, I was expecting something more. But yeah, well, alright. See, this makes 60 kilos of physical item into 60 kilos worth of scrap block. It works, it makes sense. $450 kilos into 100 kilos? No. No, 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 no. Oh well, that's disappointing, if I'm entirely honest. I mean, the rest of it, the kind of building all of this, getting those nice big smelted blocks over here, turning into these things that are $500 a pop, great. You know, oops. Cool, because that's a great way of making money, especially when you're seeing what's coming in from the junk. Works, makes sense, logical progression, lovely. You know, good business practice. I mean, the only thing I've got left now is just character upgrades. Scrap press upgrades, haven't really got much I can do in there other than increase it, or enables the unloading of scrap directly from the trolley to the scrap baler. That could be quite cool. Little hand cart. I'm up to maximum 200. Then it's just whether or not they'll automatically collect metal object near the cart. And then you just have to choose which one of these you want enabled. Melting pot, that's pretty much done. It just needs to have the duration dropped a little bit. Incinerator, that's the max amount of money that we're getting in there. Market upgrades, haven't really used the market all that much. Those are just the offers in the market. Warehouse upgrades, well, I've increased it to the maximum 500, and that just enables the items to be unloaded directly from the trolley. Car crusher. So increase the number of blocks dropped to 1, to 2, and to 3. So that's going to increase the amount that will be dropped out of the car crusher from 100 kilos, from a 450 kilo car, up to the maximum of 300 kilos. I mean, aside from the real world physics that you're losing 150 kilograms of mass just by crushing something, which doesn't work, that would at least, with 3 blocks, or even with the upgrade to 2 blocks, those 2 blocks then become enough for a smelted block, or a melted block, whatever they want to call it, from the large smelting machine, the big, massive, great big crucible, and that'll get you $500. So, what's one of these cars worth? So they're worth $23. Now, from an economics point of view, yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. So we can turn that. Oops, easy. Yeah, bring you up. Drop you in there. So let's quickly wait for that to close out, and that's almost instantly, which is unusual, that it creates 3 blocks, which is fine, I guess, if we're going to have to, you know, suspend physics a little bit just for the fact that it's a game. You can at least make 2 cars that you put into there will get you 6 scrap blocks, which is 3 of the smelted blocks. So you're talking about the fact that that would then translate into $1,500 worth of you know, item, which is a way of making money, I suppose. But I mean, to me, the most fun I've had so far in this game has been, you know, kind of hunting around to find the relevant parts for renovating the furniture, and the car's been put together, but then struggle to then have to find all the relevant parts. I mean, once you get, I mean, the big thing I'm finding at the moment is it's the tyres. So what have we got? Have we got any tyres listed in here? No. Again, small cabinet bases. That's cool, $16, but and there'll be a little bit of money for those, which is fine. That's okay. That would be a kind of cool way with some bits and pieces. So big warehouse, right doors, cool. And again, I guess this is where you can do you'll get more offers in the market if you upgrade the market. That might be cool. So this could be a way of, you know, obviously finding some of the parts that you're not seeing or haven't received yet. Have we got any other delivery up updates as well. Delivery point updates. There we go. So we've got one more where increase the number of items delivered by the truck to 25. And then we can drop this down to 25 minutes or 20 minutes or 10 minutes. So that's going to absolutely massively increase the amount of junk that you'll have delivered. So, yeah. It's the next thing that you can do is just have those increased up and just work your way through doing all this. Problem now is that now I've got all the big machines upgraded, all the big machines bought. I don't know what else we've really got that to play for, really, other than the completion. That seems to be all that's really left. I mean, there's no follow-on from here that I can see at this point in time. It's been fun getting up to this point, and there's been a lot of work, but I think in the realms of playthrough, I think we've come to the end of the game. Really? There's nothing else to do bar chug our way through what's here and make a load of money. You can't upgrade to a bigger facility. There are no other machines to buy. So, I'm not sure where I can really take this playthrough anymore. We've unlocked, other than the upgrades, we're there, really. I think we've pretty much hit the limit. Oh, there we go. Alright, well, thank you for joining me. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you've got any thoughts, drop them down in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. And I'll see you all in the next video. You all take care now. Alright, bye-bye.